What if I told you you needed to give yourself a bedtime? Would you think I'm being ridiculous? Would you automatically go to like, I'm an adult, I don't need a bedtime? And in reality, most adults don't need a bedtime. And I'm not speaking to most adults. I'm speaking to the neurodivergent, neurospicy ADHDers of the world. And this is why. We're notorious for essentially saying, I need to do this, I should do this, and not doing it. The same as with sleeping or getting enough hours of sleep. I'm sure every night we all strive for 8 hours and then end up with 4, 5, 6, best case scenario, 5, 6, best case scenario. And just like our day just goes by in the blink of an eye, because hello, time blindness, it's the same thing that happens at night. And if not, especially at night. Because for a lot of us, especially those who are parents, sort of the nighttime is the only time we have for ourselves. So we want to stretch that out. We want to stretch that alone time. We want to really enjoy that time to ourselves. And everyone enjoys that time differently, right? But how many of us go on TikTok before bed? And 3 hours later, we're still on TikTok. An example of time blindness. We don't realize that 3 hours have passed. And then we're like, oh shit, we need to sleep. You wake up 4, 5, 6 hours later, feeling exhausted. Versus actually giving yourself a bedtime and creating a routine for yourself. And the routine doesn't have to be complicated. The routine could be 2 things. Get your ass in bed by 9 o'clock and turn your phone off by 10. As an example. Now, you may need to be prompted to do this, right? So set and a reminder on your phone. 9 o'clock in bed, 10 o'clock phone off. 9 o'clock in bed, 10 o'clock phones off. Now you may do what you do in the morning and ignore and snooze, and that's fine. Implementing anything new is not going to come natural, is not going to feel comfortable, and there's going to be resistance to it. But if you essentially leave these reminders to go off night after night, at some point, you're going to put that phone down. At some point, you're going to experiment with this. And the goal is, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And if you're one of those people who are trying to tackle their ADHD in a sort of more holistic way, this is something that needs to be done. Because essentially, if you don't get enough sleep, the next day, or your ADHD symptoms are going to be magnified. In order to begin to tackle your day-to-day, you need sleep. You're essentially needing to create a healthy sleep habit. And I know that word habit is frightening, but it's necessary. I'm super curious to know sort of your thoughts behind essentially giving yourself a bedtime. Are you open to it? Are you not open to it? What do you feel would be sort of the barriers to actually making this happen? Let me know.